Next on the news, a garden grows on a rooftop in the Lower East Side. These crops help the newest arrivals to New York City. Catholic leaders are finally able to minister to detainees at Alligator Alcatraz, but a new lawsuit could shut the Florida Immigration Center down. Plus, a dream comes true for an 11-year-old battling cancer. I'm Katie Vasquez. Currents News starts right now. Dorothy Day's legacy of service to the poor lives on through the Catholic worker movement. The community is rooted in social justice, and today they're meeting a growing need in New York City, feeding newly arrived migrants. Currents News' Jessica Easthope caught up with them shortly after they first started planting the seeds for this urban garden.
History is repeating itself at Mary House. The items in this room where Dorothy Day lived and died have been frozen in time. But up on the roof of the Lower East Side building, the Catholic worker movement is growing.
There was a group of us that came together with just more of an interest in cultivating our connection to the earth, to plants, to what we grow, to what we eat.
A new urban garden provides fresh produce for lunch Tuesday through Friday, served to more than 100 women and children. Many are newly arrived migrants.
Great, nice. See, got some good things for the salad.
Liam Myers harvests it and cooks with it.
As we're trying to care for the poor, we're growing food knowing that better listening to the earth is a way to better listen to each other.
The idea for the urban garden, home to herbs, leafy greens, and soon some vegetables, was started this spring. Pope Francis's encyclicals planted the seed.
We draw a lot of inspiration from Pope Francis, and we think a lot about this connection between the cry of the earth and the cry of the poor.
As we recover a sensitivity to our place in the earth, which Pope Francis calls us to do in Laudato Si and Laudate Deum, we recover our humanity. So I think we'll take some kale.
Jim Robinson, a religious studies professor at Iona University, volunteers at Mary House a few days a week. He says connection to the earth is part of the life cycle of the Catholic worker movement.
It's all an integral ecology, as Pope Francis puts it.
In a place where radical inclusion flows freely, where Dorothy Day lived out her grassroots mission, faith still lives in this house and above it.
How perhaps she would like us and envision us to kind of carry on that work and that movement. So we certainly feel her with us.
That was Jessica Easthope reporting. Many of the women and children Mary House feeds are newly arrived migrants who rely on the Catholic worker community for food, clothes, and other resources. Turning now to the Archdiocese of Newark, which has settled 2 claims of sexual abuse against the Bishop Emeritus of Brooklyn, Nicholas DiMarzio. The allegations date back more than half a century. They were reached between the Archdiocese of Newark and the plaintiffs and did not involve Bishop DiMarzio. In a statement, the Archdiocese said in part, the settlements are not an admission of fact or liability. The Archdiocese of Newark chose to settle the lawsuits to avoid the costs of litigation and help bring resolution to painful matters for everyone involved. At the same time, Bishop DiMarzio has always maintained his innocence. He said the following: "As I have said from the very beginning, in my 50-plus year priesthood, I never abused anyone. I was the subject of an exhaustive 2-year canonical investigation that cleared me. I took a lie detector test and passed it. I did not authorize these settlements because I did not abuse anyone." To read more, just go online to thetablet.org. Catholic officials in Florida have been given the green light to offer pastoral care to the detainees in the so-called Alligator Alcatraz, a temporary detention center in the Florida Everglades that some clergy have called sinful. Now one group is taking legal action to shut it down, claiming the detention center threatens the local ecosystem and can reverse billions of dollars worth of environmental restoration. Currents News' Jenna McDermott has the latest.
This was 8 cages with 32 men per cage.
That's what State Representative Anna Escamani says she saw in July when she visited the migrant detention center dubbed Alligator Alcatraz in the Everglades. And there's more.
But all the men started chanting freedom in Spanish and were begging us to help. And so since then, I've been in contact with many families, about 10 in total, of individuals who are currently detained in the Everglades, but also folks who have been moved to Chrome.
Escamani was a witness in federal court, part of the lawsuit environmentalists and the Miccosukee tribe brought against the state, federal government, and the county to stop operations and expansion of Alligator Alcatraz, claiming the project wasn't legally vetted.
Based on purchase orders that we see, we have way surpassed $300 million and counting.
Escamani says she has yet to see federal reimbursement, which Governor Ron DeSantis has promised. The Florida governor maintains Alligator Alcatraz helped President Trump's immigration enforcement policy.
We have documented with our scientific experts about 20 acres, at least 20 acres now, of new asphalt laid at the site. The state has alleged that there was an existing concrete pad underneath. We examined that claim, and there's no evidence to support that claim. There's also a new roadway that's included in that roughly 20 acres. We also know that there is industrial lighting out at the site now that's visible from about 15 miles away.
Former federal prosecutor David Weinstein says the judge has a lot to weigh.
This is not one of your cut and dry issues. The judge really going to have to think hard, and both sides are going to have to present a lot of evidence about this because it goes, again, to the impact on the environment.
That was Jenna McDermott reporting. The Archdiocese of Miami has celebrated one Mass at the detention center and plans to ensure a stable schedule of sacramental care and pastoral ministry for detainees and staff. A Texas appeals court is siding with Catholic charity leaders in a migrant aid case. On Monday, a state appeals court ruled that the Texas Attorney General will not be allowed to question leaders of Catholic charities of the Rio Grande Valley regarding allegations the organization assisted in illegal immigration. The court said the group, led by Sister Norma Pimentel, has cooperated enough with the investigation, providing sufficient documentation and a written statement, and that more questioning isn't necessary. 9 people, including an Irish missionary, remain missing after being kidnapped during an attack on a Haitian orphanage. Gunmen stormed the Saint Helene Foyer orphanage near Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince, Sunday morning. Among the missing include Irish missionary Gina Herity, who has worked in the Caribbean country for more than 30 years, along with 7 staff members and a 3-year-old with a disability. The attackers are believed to be gang members. Finally, tonight, an 11-year-old with cancer got to live out his dream Tuesday night, throwing out the first pitch at Fenway Park. The moment of joy on the mound coming after Max Acuto completes 2 years of medical treatment. When Max was 9, he was diagnosed with T-cell acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Now at 11, throwing out the first pitch for the Boston Red Sox. His family can't believe they were able to share this moment.
I remember them telling us it was going to be 2 full years of chemo, and I was like, how do we even get there? He is so resilient, so easygoing, always has a smile. Honestly, he got us through our hardest days.
Max has been a source of inspiration for the Worcester Polytechnic Institute baseball team, who have been rallying behind him and his family thanks to Team Impact, a nonprofit organization matching children battling serious illnesses with college sports teams. That is this Currents News Update. I'm Katie Vasquez. Thank you for joining us, because we are putting your faith in the news. Hope to see you again next time.